Good morning. Greetings from Pinehurst, North Carolina. My name is Jennifer Thomas, and I am one of uh, four cousins on the Thomas side of the family, his mom's side of the family. And today is Saturday, April 20th, and nothing like the last minute, but it's fresh. And just wanted to represent the Thomases and just tell a couple of little stories and celebrate Rick. Um, my dad and his mother Marjorie were brother and sister. My dad, the youngest, Marjorie was next, and my uncle Junior, Arthur Earl Thomas Jr. Um, and my dad grew up in Indianapolis, and I grew up with my brother and sister in New Jersey, and we rarely saw them. I can probably count on one hand the number of times um, that I saw my dad's side of the family. My dad was very quiet um, and uh, was not very emotional. He hid his emotions, as he was probably brought up to do, and and rarely talked about his family. However, later in life, I managed to get a lot out of him because I'm the family genealogist. Anyway, Um, so Richard Lee Matillo was named after my dad, Richard Lee Thomas. My sister is Linda Lee, and I have a nephew who's Brendan Lee. But anyway, um, so Rick was named after my dad, who passed in 2017, followed 11 months later by my sister, Linda Lee. So being the family genealogist and um, I got in touch with Rick about 10, 11, 12 years ago via Facebook, and we talked briefly and shared some genealogy facts, family history, what have you. And I always had this little fantasy in my head. One of these days, I'm just going to show up to one of his gigs, sit there, and then he's going to have no clue who I am because I hadn't seen him since I was a kid, literally. And so, I would play this fantasy over and over in my head and, surprise him. I love surprises, or I love making surprises for other people. Um, so, fast forward to July 2022, my cousin Becky from my mom's side and I do a road trip to visit one of my mom's sisters in Illinois. And so, going from North Carolina to Illinois, of course, you have to pass through Indiana and Indianapolis. And I said, "Oh, Jen, you've got to do this. You've got to, surprise him." And then, you know how you talk yourself out of things. And anyway, so while in Decatur, Illinois, I visited Rick and my great grandmother's and grandfather's Terry, and which I knew was there, and I wanted to visit. And so this is ad hoc anyway. So we're leaving Decatur to go to Akron, Ohio, to visit another aunt, and I said, Jen, this is it. You've got to stop in Indianapolis and see Rick. Thanks to Google address and GPS. We no one was there, and knocking on the door, neighbor's door, whatever. Then this big white truck pulls up, and it's Rick, and he had his sunglasses on, and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, yes, you can." I'm dying inside, just with excitement, and he's like, "Well, what can I help you with?" I said, "Well, do you know me? Do I look familiar to you?" And he's like, "Well, you kind of look familiar. Should I know you?" I said, "Well, yeah, you should." And um, so we went back and forth, and he's like, "Well, how do I know you?" And I said, "Well, we're related." And he's got these big sunglasses on. I see his jaw drop, and he put two and two together. He recognized me because actually I look a lot like my dad, and homicide of the family. Anyway, um, he's like, "I was thinking about you about 4 or 5 times last week." And I said, "Well, I came through Indianapolis, and you sensed my energy. I was sending it out to you." And we just had the most wonderful reunion. We spent a couple hours together, and I mean, how much can you catch up on 45, 50 years in 2 hours? So we went on with the trip, but in the next couple of months, we'd talk almost every day, and we would connect and get to know each other. And we had so much in common, not only from a music standpoint. I'm a professional musician, and he and I would FaceTime, and he'd have his guitar, and I'd be sitting here at the piano and all of that, and we would be singing and going over stuff, and I'd be listening, and he sent me some sheet music, and it was just great. He was like my new best friend, and it it was so important for him to reconnect. And they say when you come to the end of life that um, a lot of issues become resolved and become healed. And he he truly felt that. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So it's about the second week, first week in September. I call him, leave a message. Didn't hear back, which was kind of strange. Call, call, call. And I said, well, maybe he's traveling, maybe this, that, and the other. And then I get a call about 3 weeks later from Jill. So, Rick, I feel, I wish I had known him my whole life and been a part of his life. But um, my dad challenges with Marjorie, his mother, and we all became estranged. And but I'm saying all this because life is and you need to grab those opportunities, grab those connections, feed your heart, feed your soul, as Rick felt fed mine. Um, I could go on. Um, there's some pictures out there. I'll put them at the end of this video of us in our little reunion, and we. I'm amazed how much we resemble each other. He had his mom's little squinty eyes, and I had my dad's eyes for sure. But grab those connections, grab those relationships, and heal them because life is short. Rick, you know my heart, and I feel you with me. I feel my dad and my sister, and I know you all are having a party up there, just waiting for us. And with that, here's to Rick. Here's to you all. Share the love and feel his presence around you all the time. Don't know you, but I love you.